Ooh. Oh, my goodness. I always play the wrong thing. I play the outro for the intro, and I play the intro for the outro. When am I going to get it together? Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad nobody really cares. Whether I do the intro right or not. Oh, shoot. I forgot I was going to light some candles. Hold on a second. Hang on. Hang on. Let me light this candle real quick. I'm using the old-fashioned matches. Look, I'm using old-fashioned matches. Light this candle. Put it up here. And turn these on. All right. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. Sorry about that, guys. So today, love, spiritual or karmic connection. Is it love? Is it a spiritual or a karmic connection? And we're going to talk about the spiritual lesson behind why that connection broke you. Okay, because a karmic connection usually breaks you. Okay, so some bonds enter your life looking like love, right? And then they leave in a storm. It wasn't meant to destroy you, but to reveal you. To reveal you. Okay, so some of us have had a connection that didn't just hurt. It broke something inside of us. Okay? The person didn't come as a soulmate, but they came with a spiritual assignment. Okay? The connection carried a spiritual assignment. It came to awaken something that we had buried, that we had lost, that we had neglected, forgotten, or that we were taught to hide. And in this video, we're going to talk about the spiritual lessons behind why certain connections hit so hard, why they break through your defenses, the defenses that you built up all this time, made yourself untouchable, so you thought, and why they shook your nervous system, and why they felt fated. They felt like that connection felt fated. And why they end just as quickly as they started. Interesting stuff. If you have ever asked yourself, why did this connection affect me so deeply? This one is for you. Okay? And big up yourself, originals. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. And listen, we do life-changing work over here, okay? If you are a returning friend, welcome. Please, everyone, click that thumbs up icon and leave a nice, juicy, kind, supportive comment. That is our lifeline. We depend on those. And before I go any further, let me say hi to the chat. Okay. We have Marilyn, the faithful. Hello, Marilyn. Glad to see you. Oh, Prophet Mother, girl, we don't know the difference. right? We're going to learn. Hey, Winsome, light it up. Who is this again? I know, is it, can it, wait, let me see. Let me put this up here so I can read it better. Canisiat. Who is that again? I know who this is. All right, remind me of who this is. I know who it is. I can't place the name. Anyway, so let's start with something. C-Tab. Okay, I thought so. Okay. All right. Welcome, my love. Welcome. Good to see you. C-Tab, did you get your book? I saw that it was delivered. Anyway, let me get on with it. Let me get on. Let's start with something honest, right? When a connection breaks you, it's rarely about the other person involved. It's about thank you. C-Tim says, yes, she got her book and it's a work of art. Yes, indeed. Yes, it is. So when that connection comes, it's rarely about the other person. It's about you, right? It's about the part of you that was touched, opened, or exposed. It's all about you. It's emotional. It's energetic. It's ancestral. It's psychological for sure. And it is spiritual. Okay. You might notice first the emotions that come with it, turbulent emotions. You're going to notice it's spiritual at some point. You're not going to connect that it's ancestral, but it is. It's definitely energetic. You might wonder, what the heck am I supposed to do with all this energy? Okay. So, but it didn't break you because you were weak. All right. You didn't break because you were weak. You broke because something inside of you was waking up. That's what it came to do. Baggage that you were holding and carrying for a while needed to be put down. And areas that were blocked needed to be cleared. That connection came to do all that. So, what a karmic / spiritual connection really is, because the thing about it is just about all our experiences go right back to something spiritual. It all originates in the spirit. So the focus is on the karmic connection, but it's also spiritual. Okay. And these connections really come as activators. They come to wake you up. They come to wake up unhealed or dormant layers. All those things that were laying around there, not being touched, not being healed, they come to shake all that loose. They expose patterns that you've carried for decades or generations. Some of us be carrying generational baggage, man. Generation. We've become the mule for all the baggage from way back, and we're still carrying it unawares. These karmic connections come to wake us up. They expose patterns, right, that we've been carrying. They trigger deep emotional memory. It's going to cause you to remember some things you thought you forgot. And They open the nervous system. Your little nervous system that you've been cuddling, that you've been protecting, they gonna bust that wide open. Right? And so, okay, let me see what, let's see, relationships have a way of holding up a mirror. If we would only see, that's it, sis, that's it. These karmic connections come as mirrors. And in the Afro-diasporic and ancestral traditions, we say certain people come into our lives as mirrors, not to love us long term. Right? Some people fall in love or think they fell in love with their karmic connection. Erroneously, because they did not come for permanence. They came to do a job and leave. They came to show us some things and leave. So they come to reflect the parts of ourselves that we have forgotten. That mirroring. And these connections have a way of feeling familiar. They feel intense. That's the hallmark of a karmic relation. It is intense. It hits like a tornado, like a hurricane, shakes you like an earthquake. It comes in with you're going to go through some intense emotions. It comes spiritually charged. If you have any kind of spiritual sensitivity, you're going to feel that spiritual charge. And if you don't know what a karmic connection is, you're going to be wondering, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this spiritual energy? You recognize the spiritual intensity, the spiritual part of it, and you are, what am I supposed to do with this? Until you learn. Okay? And it's unsettling. It's unsettling because you can't figure it out. You can be like, what is happening here? For some of you, there might be that person and you might, you're not in love. For some of us, some people think they fell in love with their karmic connection. But you might think that, okay, you're not in love. You are not, what is the word? You don't even have a crush. What is that other word that is like, you're not in love, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, so you're not in love, and you don't even have a crush. But what is it? What is it? They came to break open what hasn't been touched. Right? Some of you might go through a phase in your karmic unraveling or during the karmic connection where you remember it's been a long time since you had been touched. And you kind of set yourself up that way. You set your life up that way because you don't want to feel. You do not want to feel. Or some have had traumatic experiences when it comes to touch. So you're protecting yourself from all of that. And these karmic connections come and bring all those memories back. And it's going to feel destined. The connection is going to feel destined, and you realize you're not imagining the intensity. It's real. It is that intense because it's upsetting your whole being, your whole life. It's like taking over your whole life, your whole being. Your spirit recognize something. Yeah. Yeah. You're at a loss for what to do with all the energy that's around you. But your body is remembering stuff. Your body is remembering stuff your brain doesn't even want to remember. So your soul, your spirit, your mind, all of this is, and your body too. It's going to affect your body. For some of us, with the karmic activation, you awaken. You experience, oh my gosh, sacral healing, right? Many times spiritual awakening goes hand in hand with sensual awakening, right? So that karmic connection can awaken some of that energy in you. So your body remembers, and then the ancestors will be stirring because they're busy shaping you. They're busy preparing you. That's the whole purpose of this whole connection, is to prepare you for where you're going. So the soul gets to see what the mind can't see, right? In this spiritual thing. The ancestors send a catalyst. That person that you are in this connection with is the catalyst to your next level, to your awakening. The emotional bond might not be romantic, but it's vibrational. You see? And you might be tapping into the frequency that that person carries. The frequency of the power of the assignment that that person carries. And it feels like destiny because it was meant to change you, right? It was meant to change you. Karmic does not mean forever. So you might come into a connection with a person and you want that to last forever, but karmic does not mean forever, usually not forever, but it's definitely essential. It's essential for your growth, for your next level. It had to happen. And it means that this person came to deliver a message to your soul. So the most liberating part of it for most is that it wasn't meant to be a love story. It was a return story. Return to what? Return to what? If it wasn't meant for love and it was meant as a return story, return to what? But this is the part nobody talks about. The breaking. The breaking is actually an awakening. Oh, it's gonna hit, it's gonna hit a climax. It's gonna hit a high point where you feel like you're breaking. You feel like you're breaking. But you're not breaking, you're awakening. You won't know that while it's happening. You won't know. Okay? it cracks open the emotional armor that you built up, those defenses that you built up. So there are going to be tears. There are going to be rivers of tears. You're going to be bawling your eyes out. So many tears, like Regina Bell. You know Regina Bell? So many tears, so many tears. Yes, or Boy George with the crying game. You learn about the crying game when you are breaking in this karmic connection. But the crying signals release. Okay, it's gonna feel awful, but it's a signal that you're releasing. It releases trapped memories, and with the crying might come some trembling, right? The trembling is that breaking loose, that shaking loose. This thing is not gentle. The karmic connection, all the activities that are happening with this, it's not gentle at all. It's forceful. It's kind of violent because it has to happen. Because you know what? A big part of us is so resistant to our awakening, to our next level, that it has to come heavy and hard and violent to shake us loose, to get us ready, to awaken us. And it comes to reveal those generational wounds that need healing. And it forces you to meet parts of you that you've ignored. And it collapses any illusions that you've been living under. Those come down, sis and sir and brother. It burns away old identities. So you're becoming a new person. You're evolving and elevating and becoming more powerful. That's what all the breaking during this connection does. In spiritual revolution, the revolution of spirit, something has to break before something new can rise. Okay? That connection that you had with that person wasn't breaking you just to break you. It was breaking the cage around you, the cage that you built to protect yourself. But while you're sitting in that cage thinking you're protected, you are blocking all that needed to come to you, all that was supposed to come to you for your growth, for your benefit, for your development. While you are locked in that cage, those things could not enter. So this, your karmic breaking, came to open up that cage and set you free. Right? So the lesson in the whole karmic thing was, it was never about the person. It was never about you being joined to that person permanently. The lesson was who you became in the process. The lesson was what was awakened inside of you. The lesson was for your return. Return to what? To your original self. All of this, all of it was designed to get you back to you. Why? Because you have a purpose to fulfill. And when you're destined like that, when you have a purpose like that, you can't escape it, sis. You can run all you want. You can run and hide for years. It's going to catch up with you at some point. And if you're not paying attention, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you weren't paying attention. Hey, you're running out of time now. So now it's going to come and it is going to forcefully wake you up. This ain't gonna be no time when you just gently wake up. It's morning. You wake up, you breathe, you drink some tea, you stretch, you do your affirmations, you going slow. No, this is gonna be a shaking. Get the hell up. You're late. Well, maybe not late, but you're running out of time. Okay. So, the original you, the parts of you that came online, okay, deeper, more precise intuition, emotional truth, ancestral memory, spiritual sensitivity. All of this is being heightened. You came out deeper. You're more prophetically sharp than ever. You can speak things, don't even know what you're speaking sometimes, but 2 days down the line, next week, next month, what you've spoken materializes. You become more prophetic. You can speak things into people's lives and bring about change for them. All of that, all of this greater power could only come if you had been broken, only because you had not been paying attention before. Okay? If you're a healer, your gifts for healing will become undeniable. They'll become evident. You won't even have to put too much effort. You can speak healing into people. You can lay hands on people and heal them. Gifts that you doubted and that you were running away from. That destiny that you were hiding from. A karmic connection comes to pull that out of you, to awaken those things into you. And they were not new. They weren't new. They were your original programming. You just forgot. You just forgot that you were built like that. So in my book, This Time the Revolution is Spiritual, I mentioned the original self. Here's the book. There is a link for the book. Everybody should have a copy of that book. It's a must. Seaton says that's insightful. If one is on their path, then there will be less connections, both positive and negative. You're getting it. You're getting it. I'm glad you're in tandem with me. Yeah. So in the book, I mentioned the original self, the self before conditioning, before trauma, before survival became your personality. For some of us, survival has been such a way of life. It has become our personality. We are known for surviving. Oh my gosh. And my whole mission is steering you to being one with your original self. Your original self is your clearest connection to the divine. So you want to get there. Okay. My mission is to help you sit or stand squarely as you were originally meant to. And this karmic connection, there comes a time when it ends, when the lesson is complete. And how do you know the lesson is complete? There will be signs. The obsession fades. Maybe you were obsessed with a person. Maybe you were obsessed trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Maybe you were obsessed with some revelations that came out of it. Maybe you were obsessed with some things that you were feeling. That obsession will fade. The crying will fade. The emotional charge will weaken. So you're not so emotionally tied to that person. You stop replaying conversations. You feel clearer, not heavier. Because while this thing was in flow, it felt kind of heavy. You begin to see your purpose instead of the person. So it's no longer about this person, it's about my purpose. And you stop wanting closure. You don't give a damn how the thing ended. You don't care because you got the lesson. You learned what you needed to learn. And you feel yourself returning to you. Those parts of yourself that you thought you had lost, you feel yourself returning to you. You're regaining control. And when the lesson is learned, as intense as that connection was, the karmic tie dissolves on its own. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to have a conversation. You don't have to have a fight. You don't have to have some reasoning. It just dissolves on its own. As suddenly as it came is as suddenly as it disintegrates. It's like you suddenly wake up and the dust settles and the smoke clears. And you are more in touch with you than ever. And this happens right before your elevation. Because that's what the connection was all about. To shake you up, to elevate you. So it feels intense, it feels painful, but you're not being destroyed. You're being prepared. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. So beautiful. You're being prepared for stepping into a new calling. Maybe for a season of visibility. Visibility in your work, your career, whatever it is you're doing. Visibility in your business, visibility maybe in new love finding you, wherever you needed visibility, right? You enter a new season of visibility and you enter deeper spiritual identity. These are all things that painful karmic connection unlocks. Something inside of you must be purified before you can go to the next level. And listen to this. This happened to you because you are chosen. You understand? You were chosen. You wonder why you have to walk this walk and go through this fire? You were chosen to do it. And you might wonder why you can't be jet setting around the world like some people that you might, should I say the word envy? Don't we all feel that sometimes? But some people that you wish you could, live like them, you can't. Why can't you be spending like a fool and enjoying the lavish dream like some others? Why? You are chosen. You are chosen for this. Look, they can walk their walk. They can they can't walk your walk. They can't. The way that they are living is as deep as they can go. That's as deep as it gets for them. You are different. You are deeper. You go way deeper. Your calling is way deeper. You are chosen. And to make sure that you don't get sidetracked and distracted from your calling, you don't have those things. Because if you had those things, you wouldn't become aware. You would not be connected to your calling. And one of the reasons the karmic connection came is because you are sitting over there wondering why you can't have those things and not paying attention to what you are being called for. This is how your journey had to play out. You have a higher calling. And when you go through your little breakup, your upheaval, and you surrender to your calling fully, without question, when you do that, stop resisting. When you get to the point where you surrender to your calling, then some of those things that they have can begin to find you. But as long as you're resisting your path and your lessons, those things cannot find you because you're in your cage. You have blocked those things. So, yeah, you you are busy, you think, protecting yourself and therefore blocking the things. But if you had those things that those others had, then it would interfere with where you're going with your calling. So you can't have those things right now until you stop resisting your calling. You are chosen for a purpose, and it's deeper than wealth. It's more than wealth. What you have is shifting atmospheres, okay, and timelines. What you have is causing what they have, causing what they are enjoying or will enjoy. That's how powerful your spirit is, your energy is, your frequency is. Your frequency calls things into existence. Your frequency causes things to happen that turns around and gives them the stuff that they have. Am I even making sense? But you don't know. You don't know because you have been resisting your calling. You're afraid. You're afraid of it. You're afraid of the power that lies within you. You're afraid to access it. You're afraid to activate it. And that's why a karmic connection comes to shake those things out of you. Okay, so order your book and become a part of the spiritual revolution. Get your book right now, okay? This time the revolution is spiritual. Every one of us who calls ourselves Black should have a copy of that book in their household. CTEM says, I'm trying. I know, girl. I know. I know. I know it's tough going, but a big part of it is becoming aware. A big part of it is becoming aware. And I think I should talk about the chosen ones in my next video. So regarding your elevation, the breaking is a shedding. You're shedding skin. You're shedding old cloaks that you used to cover yourself. The exhaustion that you feel going through this crazy connection is recalibration. The fears are integration. The stillness is activation. The emptiness is space being made for expansion. And that's what it is all about, your expansion. And in Afro mystic tradition, when ancestors are preparing a woman, they strip her of what no longer aligns with her becoming. And that's what happened to you, or is happening to you, with your karmic connection. All right, and I'm getting ready to close. If a connection broke you, it's because it was meant to break something open inside of you. It did not come to destroy you. It may feel like that while you're going through the heartbreak, but it was never meant to destroy you, but to return you to the woman or man that you were before the world hardened you. And you might have been repelling love before. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, you might have been repelling real love. But now you are open to attract real love. Real healthy love. Now you're open for that. Now you're magnetic and you manifest with deeper power. All right. So this wasn't an easy one for me to bring tonight. It was not. Open up your emotional guard, Marilyn said. Yes. Open up. We're so good at closing ourselves off. We don't even realize that's what we're doing. We don't even realize that we've closed ourselves off to the things that we want, to the things that we desire, to the things that are good for us. We repel those things, unknowingly. But universe and ancestors care enough. Oh, Lord have mercy. They care so much that they're going to bring this turbulence into your life to make you feel like you're breaking. And you're not breaking. They're breaking you open so they can pour into you, pour into your life the very things that you desire, that you have been repelling unknowingly. Yeah. So bless that karmic connection. Bless it. Thank it. Express gratitude. Maybe to the person. Definitely to your ancestors, to universe. And you know what? I have a feeling, I have a sense that karmic connections come and they're supposed to end, and people are supposed to go their separate ways, but not necessarily. I believe that a healthy relationship can come out of a karmic connection as long as you realize that that's what it was. I don't feel like you have to break connection with that person entirely as long as you understand that that's what it was and the purpose that it came for. Because you have gifts that person could benefit from, and they from you. Another thing about karmic connections and karmic lessons, I forgot. I'll come back to it. But if you've been feeling tired in your spirit, and let's see what Marilyn said here. Marilyn, okay. Mary Love, okay, all right. And then Marilyn says, thanks to viewers. Be sure to like and share and subscribe. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, everyone. If you've been feeling tired in your spirit and foggy in your mind, or disconnected from your original self, I am hosting a 60-minute ceremony called the Original You Homecoming, and it is a guided soul reset ritual. It's not a class, it's not a course, it's a reset ritual. Think of it as a spa treatment for the soul to guide you to your original self. It's homecoming to your original self. It's for women and men who are ready to come back to themselves, or as I prefer to say, to catch up with themselves, the original self. After a breakup, after emotional overwhelm, after spiritual activation, or a karmic unraveling. What happens after you go through that experience? You need a place where you can go through like a passage back to you, right? So you can like integrate safely. So you can really understand what is happening with you spiritually. And if you feel so called, the link is below. You can get more details, right, about the ceremony. There it is. The link is on screen. It's also in the description box. Yeah, your homecoming is waiting. Your ancestors are calling you. And you need to find your rest. Your sanctuary. You need to find your sanctuary inside of you, your safe space. And some of us are trying to be safe space for someone else when we're not even safe haven for ourselves. And how can you be when you don't even know who you are, when you're not connected to your original you? How can you be safe inside yourself? And then how can you be a safe space for someone else? This homecoming ceremony is vital. So many of us are walking around disconnected from who we really are, disconnected from our very soul. Let's come home. Come to the homecoming ceremony and learn to be a sanctuary for you. For you, be a safe space for you before you can be safe for someone else, where your calling can be revealed. Okay? All right. So that was that. A karmic connection. Now, I didn't know when I was going through my karmic heartbreak, I did not know that that's what was happening to me. I thought I was breaking. I thought the universe, I was mad with the universe at one point. I was mad with ancestors. I was angry. Yes, I was. Until the veil lifted and I could see what it was. that it was, they were actually very generous, and they actually loved me enough to cause that turbulent experience for me to learn, because there I was aware that I had boxed myself in. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that I was hiding and covering and trying to protect myself. I knew that. But I didn't know that I had to, those walls had to come down for me to get to my next level. And when stuff started happening, and I was like, what is this spiritual thing that is happening to me? I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. And then after a while, after doing the work, I learned that that connection was a karmic connection. It only came to take me to my next level, because I had been afraid to surrender, afraid to submit to spirit, afraid to go to my next level. I had been afraid. I was aware that I was afraid. And then that thing came and broke me open and showed me the way, and showed me, you ain't going to escape this, sis. You ain't going to escape it. So you come now, you come now, or you're going to have some more hard lessons. This is what I forgot to say earlier. Karmic connections come to teach you a lesson once and for all. And it's interesting because going through this stuff, I was like, I don't want to learn no more hard lessons. I don't want to learn any more painful lessons. I want lessons that come with some pleasure, some joy, some good times. Those are the lessons I want now. I do not want to learn no more hard lessons. Turns out that's the purpose of a karmic lesson. You don't have to, you get to never have to go through that, learn that lesson again. You learn it once and for all. It comes so hard, so violently, so unmistakably. You learn this time that you ain't going back, you ain't going back to that ever again. So the things that I've learned coming out of this thing, there's no way I would repeat them again. No way. Number one, I want my calling more than whatever pleasure. Number two, I do not want to hurt no more like that. I don't want to suffer like that. I want some easy lessons now. So I'm paying attention. I am ready. I surrender. This is what I tell universe. I tell the ancestors, I surrender. I'm not running anymore. I am ready. LaDonna, hi sis. Oh my goodness. Hello sis. Good to see you. Wow. Wow. Can we just skip to the pleasant lessons? Because I know there are some pleasant lessons. That's what I want now. That's what I make room for now. I do not want no more hard lessons. Okay. I don't want to be crying no more, unless I'm crying for joy. No more hard lessons. Miss Love said, I didn't mean that emoji. Oh, I didn't even notice the emoji, sis. Marilyn says, hey, LaDonna. Hey, LaDonna, we are a friendly group over here. We hold each other over here, sis. It's a great place to be. I'm so glad you came. Mind the signs. Mind the signs. There's another thing I say too, I've been saying lately, is mind your spirit. You know how we mind our business and whatever else? Let's mind our spirit too. If we're minding our spirit, some of this stuff will get taken care of. I'm glad you're here, sis. I'm glad you're here. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. You love to support. Sis, we've been talking about karmic connections, girl. Uh, you should go back and watch from the beginning because I think there might be some stuff in there that you could Prophet Mother says, glad to see you here, LaDonna. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's that. Yeah. Yeah. So for some people think that they're in love when they're involved in a karmic connection. Some people get together and think it's so intense. The connection can be so intense that you think that you are meant to be together. Some people get married. And what do you think happens to those marriages? Mm? You think you've met your soulmate because you connect on so many levels. You have so many things in common. Mm-hmm. They rock your world. Listen, a karmic connection will rock your world. You will never be the same. And if you are open, if you are even slightly spiritually inclined and you are open to learning the lessons, it's a beautiful thing. But if you don't know that that's what happened or what is happening to you, you can be scarred for life. I'm glad I have the opportunity to bring this talk because before I learned about karmic connections, I did not know what purpose that connection played in my life. What was it there for? It was confusing. That's another thing about karmic connections. They cause confusion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now I am I am grateful. Like I said, I'm grateful for having experienced that. And I'm grateful to the vessel that it came through. All right. We're family. Yes, we're family here. We are family here, LaDonna. Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's all I have for this evening. I'm going to talk about the chosen ones next week. And because us chosen ones, boy, we have a responsibility. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going. I am going to play my little outro. And then I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for coming. Glad you were here, C. Tim. Glad, Ms. La. I'm so glad you were here. Okay. And I'm going to play my little outro music and I'm going to go. Okay. Will you play? How do you play? Okay.